Welcome back to Behring's EB-5 channel, and today I am discussing EB-5 loans. Many EB-5 investors ask, can I get a loan to help fund my EB-5 investment? Yes, USCIS allows loans to be considered a valid source of funds for EB-5 investment, and those loans can either be secured or unsecured. It makes no difference to USCIS. To USCIS, cash is cash. And that's a good thing because it allows you a lot more flexibility. EB-5 loans effectively lower the cost to get your EB-5 green card investments started. Even if you're short on cash, you can get things moving, avoid the backlogs, and solve your family's immigration needs permanently. Since the new EB-5 laws passed in 2022, Behring has seen a major uptick with EB-5 loans becoming a bigger and more important part of the EB-5 investor filing strategies, with over 50 of our investors using the loan strategies with Behring alone. It's gaining popularity, and for good reason. In this video, I will discuss how loans can be used by EB-5 investors to finance their green card investments, what special rules apply when doing that, and then also I'll introduce some EB-5 lenders that you can consider applying with. If you find this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and then hit the bell for notifications when those next videos come out. I'm Colin Behring, CEO at the Behring Regional Center. We specialize in EB-5 investments and are experts in EB-5 lending and the source of funds document preparation that comes with it. Behring's got a 100% USCIS approval history, and we've specialized in EB-5 investments for over 10 years, built over $1.2 billion in projects in the San Francisco Bay Area alone with EB-5 capital, and then we've also served hundreds of investors from over 35 different countries. We are known for high quality EB-5 projects including student housing for UC Berkeley, San Jose State University, trophy quality apartment towers like 1900 Broadway, and other multifamily apartment projects throughout the San Francisco East Bay Area. Behring has been constantly at the forefront of EB-5 policy and legislation, and has even sued USCIS multiple times when it came to trying to protect our investors, and we won. Our name is even written across the front of USCIS's website, and we are a known quantity. Many investors do a lot of research online. They're browsing websites or joining chat groups, but they are constantly running into bad information. Some individuals out there will just openly say that loans don't work or that they're actually extremely risky. For some, running into that kind of chatter gives them doubt. When it comes to rules and regulation, skip the random chats, go straight to the source. When discussing EB-5 loans, US Congress even wrote it directly into the 2022 EB-5 Reform and Integrity Act. The only requirements to qualify a loan as a valid source of funds is that the loan must be given in good faith, and the loan proceeds come from a bank or a lawful source of funds. It's written in plain English, directly in the act, no more debate. Before I dive into EB-5 loan details, here's a quick recap on what is the EB-5 program and some of the reasons people might actually need loans in order to make it work. The EB-5 visa program is a U.S. investment and economic growth program, whereas an immigrant investor can invest $800,000 into a job-creating project and they can earn a green card for them and their family. You don't need an employer sponsor, you don't need any special skills, awards, or resumes. There are no language requirements. It's a straight deal. Invest, create jobs, and get the green card. You can learn more about the EB-5 program on our channel by using the links in the descriptions below. What if you don't have $800,000 in cash lying around to throw at an EB-5 investment? Many people have over $800,000 in assets, but it's deployed into real estate, stocks, businesses, or other investments that they already had going. It's not always sitting around cash, liquid, and ready to use. Some people actually can use their assets and they can use the cash, but there's actually better strategic reasons not to. You might not want to sell an asset at an inopportune time, have to cut the price, dump the asset, and then get hit with a huge tax bill, whether it happens to be in this tax year that causes short-term capital gains, long-term capital gains. If anything, you're wasting money on needless taxes. The other issue is opportunity cost. That cash was already deployed in a place that you wanted it to be. You don't want to rip it out and throw it into something that may or may not be less advantageous. That's where EB-5 loans can help. Loans can be secured or unsecured. Both are allowed by USCIS rules. An important item to note is that the EB-5 lender who is providing the loan is going to have to provide a loan agreement that allows for, or at least does not preclude, the borrower to fund an EB-5 investment. If the loan has a specific purpose or designated use of funds that is not EB-5, then that's going to be a problem. Also, the source of borrowed funds, if not directly actually coming from a licensed bank, then those funds need to come with a lawful source. They also need to come with a lawful source of funds report, proving it came from a lawful source. The lender needs to be willing to provide that documentation, and they're going to need to actually show not just the source of funds, but also the path of funds of how that money moves from entity to entity, eventually to the borrower, and then to the project. All of this is really tracked by experts, and a great immigration attorney in your team will help you get through all of this. The loan is probably the easiest part of it. The documents, that's where the magic really happens. So all of this is going to be incorporated into the future source of funds report section of your I-526E filing petition. Successfully covering all of those requirements is going to lead to USCIS approval. And it's been done by dozens, if not hundreds of investors before using loan style source of funds. So what kind of banks and lenders participate in the EB-5 industry? Some sources of lending that tend to be rather flexible and willing to consider funding an EB-5 investment are secured loans, such as home mortgages, home equity lines of credit, credit unions, or even stock brokerages that have portfolio lending options. And then there are private lenders. One such lender who is focused on EB-5 loans in the EB-5 industry as a whole is Unity Lender, a California licensed finance lending company founded by Behring Capital. You can apply for loans directly on the website at unitylender.com, or you can just use the links in the descriptions below. The Unity Lender is unique because they are an EB-5 specific lender. They understand USCIS requirements. They provide a full USCIS compliant loan agreement, as well as a valid source of funds package with every single loan. EB-5 loans will work with every EB-5 project, but not every EB-5 lender is going to work with every EB-5 project. The truth is that the EB-5 industry does have a lot of garbage deals out there, and if your EB-5 lender is not willing to fund a specific project and the specific use of funds, whether it happens to be due to underwriting deficiencies, credit issues, or whatnot, that's going to tell you a lot about that specific deal. The application underwriting process for EB-5 loans is similar to any major loan or home mortgage. You can see how the application process works directly on the website at unitylender.com. There are stages for pre-qualification, application, approval and funding, and then the final I-526E filing. I put some links in the description for downloadable materials that actually help explain those processes. The loan qualification process has a lot of the normally expected items, including a credit check, background check, verification of income, and an overall credit scoring. On the application, you will indicate how much principal you are applying for, and then how long you want to borrow it for the project. Both of those items are actually going to directly affect the interest rates and the loan terms. The more money you want to borrow for the longer period of time is a direct indicator of risk, which will then move the interest rates up and down. The terms for EB-5 loans are customized as per the borrower, but are typically benchmarked against something like the WSJ prime rate with some sort of spread. The spreads are typically going to be anywhere from 1 to 3%. That 1 to 3% is effectively the fee that the lender is charging in order to actually make those loans. The rates can be lower than the WSJ prime rate if you have some sort of special relationship. You're obtaining a secured loan backed by other assets that effectively reduce the risk of the loan. But then again, on the other side, interest rates are higher than WSJ prime rates if they're unsecured or there's some sort of special and specific risk profile to that particular borrower. EB-5 loans can be a very beneficial strategy to successfully funding your EB-5 investment. It's always best to work with a trusted, high-quality regional center, experienced immigration attorneys, and just simply surround yourself with good information. If you want to learn more about EB-5 or EB-5 loans, use the links in the description below to make appointments. Check out our other EB-5 videos, and if any of this was of value, please like, subscribe, and then hit the bell for notifications when those next videos come out. I'm Colin Behring, and thanks for watching.